Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, cold, rainy day today here in central Ohio, and it's been a while since I've been out. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I released a video. Just been really busy with working, and I had the flu for a while, and just all kinds of things getting in the way of me being outside doing this for you guys. So I am back. Everything is fine. I am healthy again. My work schedule occupies my week, but I still have the weekends, so I'm going to try to get out here on the weekends and film as much as for you guys as possible. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to go back and revisit these survival kits that I received in the mail from 5 Call Survival Supply. Now, if you remember correctly, the last video I did was an unboxing of the ESEE Knives large tin kit. Well, I received another survival kit as well, and I'm going to compare these two kits head to head, and because they're very similar in size, and I think they're similar in price point too, but I'll have that information down below throughout the video, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. That way you can make your own comparisons. But it's going to be interesting because these kits are not your typical little Altoid tin survival kits that are basically worth nothing and will do nothing for you. These are really robust systems that, if you add a couple items to, can become part of your primary day hiking kit. They can go into a vehicle, they can go into an aircraft, if you're a bush pilot or something. So there's some real value to these items, into these kits, but we need to look at them side by side. So we're going to do that, and we're going to get into it, so stick around. So there they are. There's the two kits. Now, if you want to look at in-depth of this kit, go back to my last video. I broke this thing down, and I've actually, since I did that, I did some field testing with it. Had some difficulty with my camera gear, so I wasn't able to get everything, but I actually boiled some water in this tin just to see how that would work, and I also used some of the fire starting materials in this kit, and they worked fine. So there's that. But here's the kit we're really going to look at in depth, and then we're going to kind of look at some of these items side by side. But this is the Solkoa Survival Systems S3. This is a beefy kit. As you can see, it comes in this nice nylon bag. When you open it up, first thing you see are these fast fire tinder cubes. Those are pretty cool. Never used those before. Nice big hunk of 550 cord. That looks like about, I want to say that's 25 feet, just guessing. The next thing I find in here is a Mylar survival blanket, and this is not a small one. This looks big, because most of the Mylar blankets I get in these kits are really tiny, thin. This thing is hefty. So that's something we're going to experiment with later on. Maybe not today, but we will get into it. We will definitely be using this stuff in here. Some more of these fast fire tinders. Get 4 of those. And then here is the heart of the kit. This is very cool. Aluminum, it looks like, maybe steel, I'm not sure. Box has this Velcro attachment system. And that's a gas that has a foam gasket on the lid to help keep that watertight. See that? Okay, we have these are alloy sacks, or lock sacks, excuse me. Lock sacks are great for storing gear. They're waterproof. I'm not sure if you can store water in them or not, but they definitely can store gear in it. So that's a nice addition to the kit, having some waterproof capabilities. We have some kind of repair tape right there. And look at that. Just like the ESEE kit had a Swiss Army knife, this has a Leatherman Squirt PS4, which is a nice little multi-tool. And I think multi-tools are such an important part. I mean, multi-tool or knife, pocket knife in your kit, you need something that has some different capabilities. I have one of these that I carry around in one of my first aid kits, and this is nice. It's got a little piece of little pliers to it. There's a knife blade. All kinds of stuff in there. So nice little multi-tool. Leatherman Squirt. And that's got a rubber band around it to hold it together, but that's also fire starting material if you need it. Alright, now we're getting into the little stuff. Aquamirror tabs for water purification. Awesome. Looks like a, oh yeah, here's a compass. I've read some reviews on this compass, and actually these are pretty decent. This is not something that's a cheap little dime store, you know, knockoff kind of thing. This is a real compass. This will actually work. And it's just miniature. It's a nice little base plate compass. So it looks like with this kit they're really going for size. They're trying to scale down things to get everything to fit. And there's a sewing kit and a fishing kit. There's some flies, hooks, sinkers, some multi-purpose line, and there's some bait right there. You see that orange stuff? That's bait. There's the ferro rod. It's like a little hacksaw type blade. Of course with these you have to get them scraped off. That hits sparks pretty well, pretty quick. I like that. It's a decent ferro rod. I like the striker with it better than I like the ESEE knife striker. Much better. Waterproof matches. And these are the, I believe these are like the the UCO waterproof matches that you get in the, like at Walmart. It looks just like them. ACR whistle, which I am not going to blow. Pencil. Solkoa Survival Systems. It's even got an eraser on it. That's nice. Nice little pencil. We have one triple antibiotic ointment. Heavy gauge sewing needle. Steri strips. Various sizes of safety pins. Small razor, which is great for first aid. Shaving wound sites, things like that. A copy of the old P38. Is that what it is? Yeah, the old military can opener. Looks like a copy, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's the newer version. And then at the bottom we have a Fresnel lens, which I believe the ESEE kit had. Signal mirror. And then some sheets of paper to write your notes on when you're doing your land navigation. So we'll get that back in the kit before it gets wet. Alright, so there's everything right there out of that tin. Alright, comparing the two kits, there's definitely a big difference. There's a lot of similarities, but there's some very large differences. Now, I think where ESEE went a different route with their kit is they really went tool heavy, and they included, you know, the Kandiru survival knife, which is a nice little pocket-sized knife. I've been doing some testing with it, just playing with it. It's definitely harder to work with because it's so small, so it's not like a huge, you know, wood processing machine, but it does work. You can do shavings with it and things like that. And we'll be doing some more testing throughout this spring, upcoming videos. But so they went with one of these, which is definitely a big cost to add this to the kit. It's like a $50 knife. And then the hiker model, which adds a lot of cost to the kit. And now what happens is they don't have as much cordage. They don't have a full-size Mylar blanket in it. So there's definitely some give and take with the two kits, because the ESEE Knives kit has these, you know, more expensive tools in it. You know, they went with the S3 kit. S3 kit went with, you know, the small Leatherman multi-tool instead of a large hiker knife, which I think is probably, it may be a little bit cheaper, maybe not much, but there's no full-size, you know, there's no survival tin knife in there. Which I don't mind, because I would rather pair that kit with my knife of my choice instead of being stuck with the Kandiru, because I'm not a fan of the Kandiru right now. It has not been the most enjoyable knife to work with because of its size and the size of my hands. I would rather upscale and go to an SE3 or even a Zulu, which I've had in the past, and those are great knives, and you can do a lot with them. So I think there's some compromises made, and you know, just on this initial test, which is so brief, and it's just, you know, opening and looking at stuff, I'm liking the S3 kit a lot better. I think it just has it has more fire starting capabilities in it. There's those big wet fire or those big fast fire cubes, which they feel like a Weber grill cube, those work great. Those are awesome. I like those for fire starting. They do a good job. And it's got the big heavy duty Mylar blanket, and then once again it's got 550 cord, which the ESEE Knives kit does not have any 550 cord. You know, the big advantage too with the ESEE kit, of course, it has this full-size tin. You can actually cook in this. You can cook ramen, you can cook coffee, you can boil water, and it's going to work. This tin is pretty small comparatively to this one. So there's an advantage of that. It's almost like if you could take some of the contents of this and put it with this and combine the two kits, you'd have the ultimate awesome kit. But you know, who can afford that? And I'll show some video of me boiling water in this thing, at least getting it started and playing with some of the fire starting capabilities of the ESEE kit. The other thing is the S3 kit had a better fire steel. Now that seems kind of silly, doesn't it? Because you think fire steels are all the same, but they're not. And it really probably has more to do with the striker. The striker on the ESEE kit is just, it's not that great. I had difficulty with it. The little hacksaw blade that came with this one worked fantastic. Right off the bat, it started shooting sparks. So it didn't take as much working with it to get it to do what it was supposed to do. So anyway, those are my initial thoughts on this whole thing. I think they're both great kits. You just have to make the decision on what you want. You know, if you want the all-inclusive kit that has the tools with it already, the knife, then go with the ESEE kit. If you want a kit that you can build by adding your own knife, and also something that's maybe a little lighter weight, this isn't quite as heavy. I could see putting this in my day pack easily, or in my if I go backpacking and then put this into a smaller bag to go out, you know, scouting around. This would be a great kit to throw in the scout pack, because it had everything you need in case you get lost. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and remember, we're going to be getting into these kits more. This is just the initial video for this kit. We're going to be taking this thing out this spring and actually starting some fires with it. We'll try the land nav with that little compass and see how that does, maybe. I want to try the fishing kit and the ESEE knives kit and see how much I can do with that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Lots of things to do with these kits, but definitely going to be using them and not just showing them. So stick around for that, because that's coming up, and yeah, we'll see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.